Google NotebookLM. Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'm going to be telling you all the things you need to know about Google's NotebookLM. So let's get into it. So what is Google's NotebookLM? So NotebookLM is basically Google's language model. All right, it's basically a notebook. It's basically designed for research, right? So your research and thinking partner, that's basically what they're saying, right? So here you create what's known as a notebook, which is sort of like a document, right? You upload PDFs, websites, YouTube videos, audio files, documents, slides, more, whatever, right? Whatever you can get your hands on, you add that as your sources. And then what it does is it analyzes all of that sources. It stores that, learns that, every single word. And then it acts as a partner, like an AI that is designed by you specifically for those sources, right? And you can listen, generate stuff. You can generate audio files, you can generate videos, you can generate slides, presentations, mind maps, pretty much everything. And in this video, I'll show you how you can do all of those things. Now, Notebook generally is free to use. Of course, there are plans as well, like you can upgrade it, but it's generally just, free to use over here. It's limited, but it's free to use. If you go with the pro versions, of course, you get higher priority and you can upload more stuff to it. But here you can see sources. You can add up to 50 sources per notebook, which in itself is quite a lot of sources, to be honest. But yeah, if it's something that's, you're trying to do research on, which has like hundreds and hundreds of documents and sources and videos, then of course you're gonna have to upgrade and select one of these plans. But for now, I think we are good to go. We can continue with the free version, right? So all you gotta do is just simply come over here and click on try notebook LM, and since this is Google's version or Google's app, you just simply click on it and it'll open up in another tab and you should be good to go. Right? And then from here, you can go ahead and start using it. So here at the bottom, you're going to see all of your notebooks. You can see I already have one. And then over here, we have some featured notebooks that we can go ahead and check it out. So here we have, these are, I think, community notebooks that a lot of people have created. So here you can go ahead and check it out. So here, the science fans or the globalization since 1997, right? William Shakespeare's The Complete Play, right? Here you have earning reports of the top 50 corporations, OpenStack's biology. You've got Introduction to Notebook, Archive 1945. I actually don't know what that is, but it's made by The Economist. What is it? So here, witness history as it unfolds in 1945, the final days of the Second World War, for the first tremors of Cold War with The Economist Archive 1945. Here you can see a number of different sources we have over here. These are all the documents that they have, and it is being powered by these sources, and you can ask it any questions. If that question or that topic is within these sources, it's going to go ahead and present them to you. Here you have all of the studio options where it has created all of it. So you've got, videos, you've got explainers, you've got how-tos. This is like a deep dive into it. It's like a podcast, everything. So that's how it works, right? I'm going to show you how you can go ahead and create it. So at the top, you have the create new button. If you click on it, you can create new button over here, or you can create new notebook by clicking on the create button over here. So let's go ahead and create it. I want to show you this one because I already added a bunch of sources. So, but still, I'll go with the create one. Then we'll come over here to when we get to that section. So first, we're going to click on create new task or create new notebook. And then here, it's as simple as just creating your notebook. Here, just type in what you want it to go ahead and search for, right? Here you can ask it to search for news sources, and here you can upload your own sources. Copy text, drives, links, upload files, YouTube videos, all of those are going to be available over here, right? And then here at the top, you can ask it to search for all the sources that you want. Then what's going to do is it's going to go ahead and add all the sources over here on the left-hand side. You can choose which sources you want to keep and which you don't want to keep. And then here is going to be your chat box where you can ask it questions. And here is going to be your studio where you can create audio, slides, video, flashcards, report, minimap, quiz, infographics, and or table. And that's the overview, right? Let's go back and show you how it looks like when you have created and added all the sources. So this is one of my notebooks that I created. I'm going to delete the chat so that, we start fresh. So here we go. I added all the sources over here. Some I found on myself, like the Reddit ones and some, Wikipedia pages and stuff like that. The rest it added on its own. So it has like almost 20 or maybe, I don't know, 35 sources over here, I believe. And out of those 35 sources, most of them are videos and, Reddit posts and stuff like that. So it has pretty cool knowledge. So you can see right here, 35 sources. Now, these sources examine the dead internet theory, right? A concept suggesting that artificial intelligence and bots now generate majority of online content and interaction, right? Research and commentators argue that platforms prioritizing engineered engagement and profit over authentic human connection, which is pretty cool. Now here you can go ahead and ask a question. So these are some suggested questions if you want right here. So how is AI generated content reshaping the future of social media? Oh, yeah, that's a good question. Let's go ahead and ask it. And it's going to gather the facts. It's going to examine all the sources that it has and find, evidence and backed. It's going to find evidence or backed statements from these sources and give us the answer. And it's going to go ahead and mark those sources as well with these, numbers over here. So you can see AI generated content is fundamentally transforming social media from a platform, from human to human connection to a machine driven ecosystem where synthetic activity often surpasses organic human interaction. And this is the first source that it cites us. And then here is the second one. This shift is primarily driven by the pursuit of engagement metrics and ad revenue, leading to profound engages in authenticity, public discourse, and the way users perceive reality. That's how it works, right? And then we have the rise of synthetic internet, and here it goes on to tell us the exact thing with sources, with notes over here and marks where we can go ahead and see those sources and see what it's talking about. So that's how it works. So you can see right here, 51% of all web traffic is automated or it's AI, and these are the sources right here. We got English. You can see right here, Thales news release that artificial intelligence fueled rise of hard to detect bots that now make up to more than half of global internet traffic, according to the 2025 Imperva Bad Bot report. So we have that source over here. Then we have the studio section. Now in the studio section, you can create pretty much everything. So here you can pretty much generate a podcast between two people, and it sounds amazing. Let me just show you. So if I click over here, all right, I can even actually, I should have clicked on this pen tool and give it more options. So we can go with deep dive, brief, critique, or a debate. A thoughtful debate between two hosts illuminating different perspectives on your sources. We go with this one, or we could just type in what we want these AI hosts to focus on this episode, and then, yeah, we can go with that. But yeah, we'll just generate it and see how it looks like. So we're going to come back in a few minutes and see what it does. But in the meantime, I have generated a mind map if you wanted to see. So if we click over here, so this is the mind map right here. This is the dead internet theory, and these are some of the, main maps that it has. So we've got core concept, key challenge domains, evidentiary phenomena, potential solutions, and future scenarios. So if we click on these arrows right next to it, it opens up more. And if we click on more of them, like so, it opens up these layers right here. Now, then we can just simply click on it and, open them up. So potential solutions. It has technical interventions and societal structural shifts, right? These are potential solutions, right? Cryptography, watermarking, zero knowledge proofs, blockchain identity systems, and provenance tracking, all right? Or enhance visual literacy for individuals to detect AI imagery, community-based validation, retreat to dark forests, or meta web, decentralized layers, or human-centric designs. These are a few different, potential solutions for the dead internet theory. And if we click on them, it's going to take us to the source right here where we can go ahead and see. So discuss what these sources say about the enhanced visual literacy in the large context of social and structural shifts. See what it says right here. And then it's going to give us the answer right here. So enhanced visual literacy is defined as an urgent societal necessity because rapid development in text-to-image TTI models have made it increasingly difficult for humans to distinguish AI-generated images from authentic photographs. Right here is the sources and the people who worked on it. And yeah, everything is available there. Research indicates that humans correctly identify synthetic images in only approximately 63.7% of the cases overall, which is quite low, to be honest. It should be higher than that. With that number dropping to 29% for highly sophisticated models, okay, that's disturbing. highlighting a growing calibration issue and misplaced overconfidence among users. So yeah, it is terrible. 29% is extremely bad. But yeah, we definitely need a little bit more literacy, or EVL, as we can see over here. All right. So you can see it works pretty cool. We have the mind maps to go ahead and check it out, and we can download it as well. Let's go ahead and see if our audio is ready. Yep, audio is ready. So here we have interactive mode, and then here we have play, right? So interactive mode, I'll open it up. So here you can actually join in the conversation if you want. So yeah, let's see if we play the audio. Let me actually see if you guys can hear it.
Okay,
all right, I think you guys can hear it now. Let me restart.
Okay, so let's unpack this. I want you to visualize something.
Right.
You're scrolling through your feed. Maybe it's late at night and your defenses are down.
We've all been there.
Right.
All right, so did you hear that? It sounds amazing. And you can also join in, so.
Scroll past the usual stuff, your aunt's vacation photos, maybe a cat video, and then you see an image, and it's Jesus.
Standard religious iconography.
Exactly. Robes, halo, the beard, the works. But, and stay with me here. His lower half is a crustacean.
Ah, yes, the shrimp Jesus.
The shrimp Jesus, he is quite literally.
So as you can see or actually hear, it's amazing. So you can actually listen to the entire podcast. You can upload your own researches to your own, topic, and just create a podcast, or, you can join in and you can download the audio file, and that's how it works. You can also generate infographics, report, flashcard. Yeah. So that's how you can use Google's Notebook LM. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time, take care and goodbye.